Valkyr is one of those old but gold frames in the game. I agree with those players that she needs a bit of tweaking to make her more versatile, but this doesn't mean that she's not fun to play. Her hysteria makes her very fun to play. Not only that, you gain invulnerability, but it's also entertaining to just massacre enemies with her claws. Though I must admit that her exalted claws need a little rework. I mean, how come a claw doesn't have any slash damage to dismember enemies? It's one of those exalted weapons that need attention. I'm not asking that they buff any of its stats, because honestly, Valkyr can rip apart enemies with a condition overload build, even without a high status chance. It's not a big deal, but I would want this frame to get that feline treatment wherein she can dismember bodies with her claws. Crazy, right? Well, this is the point of being Valkyr, a warframe who charges in the battlefield, claws blazing, and running wild like a true crazy cat lady. But mind you, Valkyr can be built for different purposes. We will talk about other fun Valkyr builds on a different video, but for now, let's focus on an endgame build for this frame. A build which focuses on her hysteria, getting the most damage out of it, while having the efficiency and additional damage reduction from your other abilities to go up against the toughest challenges in the game. Before I show you my build, I would like to say that I did toned my build towards my play style. You may copy it if you want, or you may use it as a reference to make your very own Valkyr build. But rest assured that I will give you all the details about why I choose to equip these mods on this frame. Okay, let's begin. The first thing you should know is that, even if Valkyr has invulnerability when she is in hysteria mode, still, she won't survive higher level enemies if you just keep relying on this ability. The weakness of this ability is the energy drain. Without any proper energy management, or any damage reduction safety net, you will die instantly when hysteria ends. In my case, I always turn off hysteria when it's close to 50%. Above that threshold, the energy drain will be insane, so it's best to deactivate and recast it. In the process, this will make you vulnerable, which is why you need some damage reduction. In my opinion, the 3 Umbral mods are a must of endgame Valkyr builds. The 2047 armor will give 87% damage reduction, and you can ramp it up to 89% when you activate our Warcry ability with this build. To get 90% damage reduction, simply add Arcane Guardian. It's kind of a bummer that Arcane Guardian has a cooldown now, and the armor buff won't be that reliable, but still, it's usable since the armor buff can proc while you are in hysteria. Anyway, 95% of the time when you are playing with an endgame Valkyr will be spent on hysteria, while the 5% will be the time when you deactivate your ultimate, to both regain energy and manage its energy drain. In conclusion, the 90% damage reduction will be used as a safety net. In level 100 to 200, this armor will provide good protection, and enemies will have to hit you a couple of times before you die. However, past those levels, enemy damage is insane, that a single missile from a bombard will blow you to kingdom come. Good thing that the game now has shield gating, which gives you a small invulnerability period to activate your hysteria. So use it well. The rest of the mods are self-explanatory. Rage is to regain energy while your hysteria is inactive. Eternal War so that you will maintain both armor and speed buff. Narrow-minded to lessen the energy drain of hysteria, and as well as give your Warcry ability some decent base duration. Primed Flow of course for hysteria, and adaptation to help you in terms of survivability. What makes this ability super useful for Valkyr is that, it does proc while you are in hysteria. Most of the time, you will have that 90% damage reduction from a specific damage type before you activate your 4th ability. One last thing before we proceed to her Talons build. Arcane Energize is not necessary, and you can replace it with any arcane that you find helpful for your playstyle. You can pick any, like Arcane Avenger, or even Arcane Fury to deal more damage. It's really up to you. Arcane Energize just helps you manage your energy easier, but you won't need it really if you are constantly recasting your ability when it's close to 50%. For her Talons, I'm using this mod setup for max damage. Sacrificial Steel will give you 160% critical chance, which translates to red crit damage at 11 times combo multiplier. If you have equipped the 3 Gladiator mods on your Sentinel weapon, the red crit will proc faster if you add Arcane Avenger on your build, but since I'm comfortable with Arcane Energize and Guardian, I choose to no go with Arcane Avenger anymore. Primed Reach is pretty useful, especially when you are doing the slide attack. As you all know, Valkyr's slide attack has the highest damage when she is in Hysteria, and having a wide range will allow you to obliterate a crowd with ease. For the element, I choose to go with corrosive to maximize the damage, since primed Fever Strike has the highest elemental damage buff among the 90% elemental mods. You can also go with gas if you are facing corpus units with this build. Organ Shatter for more critical damage, Drifting Contact to maintain the combo counter at max, Berserker for attack speed, and Condition Overload for mean max damage. Why choose this mod knowing that Valkyr's Exalted Talons have a very low status chance? The answer is simple. I'm a gun that can proc a lot of status to enemies. In the past, I'm using the Zakti to proc a lot of status, but this pistol is obsolete now. The best right now is the new Kuvanuka. Even with no former, you can use your Kuvanuka as an effective way to proc status with Valkyr. Since I only use this for utility, I did not bother equipping any damage mods. All I need are the status chance coming from these mods, plus the extra range from lethal momentum, and ammunition restore coming from this mod. For the element damage, it would be wise to go with 3 elements, gas, magnetic and the innate radiation, or go with corrosive, blast, and radiation. This will help your condition overload do a lot of damage. However, viral and radiation are also good, since both these elements have damage scaling which kills enemies much faster, especially those who are weak against these elements. Okay, here's a quick demo on how this God Mode Valkyr build works against high-level armored enemies.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
In my opinion, Valkyr stays to be one of my favorite Warframe in the game. Her hysteria is what makes her special, but as I've said, there are other builds will make you enjoy playing this frame. We will discuss that on my future video, but for the meantime, enjoy the Valkyr fashion frame I have included in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.